Lafayette, this is Yaya Feeney again with my Teaching Tuesday. Teaching Tuesday is my way of sharing with you some of the things that I use my practice over the years as a priestess, as a mother, and as a friend. And so thank you for going to yayafeeney.com to sign up for my monthly newsletter. And thank you so much for being a part of my Ask Yaya Feeney show on Blog Talk Radio. Now, today, what we want to talk about is some of the things that's going on in our community right now with the violence and the fear, the anger that we are facing because laws have to be changed, people and situations need to be made accountable, and we have to, it's just another process in the evolution of America, of the United States. We've always had struggle, and struggle is the way that we know how strong we are. I remember when we could not drink out of the same water fountain as people of other races. I remember being in school and have the National Guards and the dogs and the water tanks coming to keep us at bay when we wanted certain rights. And so it's always going to be that the young people have to pick up the banner and move forward. So in all of that being said, today I want to speak about when there is war, the soldier does not sleep. That's a proverb that comes from the Odu of Ejila. When you are divining, as I do with cowrie shells, if you're using cowrie shells, and the number Ejila comes up, it talks about being prepared. And so this is a time where we're going back to school. Children are getting ready to go back to school and to meet their friends and to talk about their summer experiences and that. And a lot of the children now, from watching the television and seeing how people are being, what I don't see and will not believe is that violence is the new way of life. And so a lot of the children don't have any hope, and they're afraid, they're frightened because you hear that people are being killed. And some of the news is so graphic that it's playing out, I guess, for not only for sensationalism, but sometimes it's to bring our attention as to what needs to change. So I'm not here to talk about the media. I'm here to just say that if you're interested in preparing your children when there is war, the soldier does not die. The soldier does not sleep. Prepare your children for the school year. Get your children a spiritual consultation, a reading to find out exactly how they're going to fend in school. I do that every year with my grandchildren that are going back to school, and to help them to know exactly how, so the parents to know exactly how they're going to do, how well they're going to balance. I did it for my children when they were in school, to know exactly the things that they are going to approach and be exposed to. We don't have any control as to what they're going to be exposed to. What we do have control over is helping them and assisting them and grounding them so that they can make decisions instantly when a situation comes up. Because remember, these are peers. These are children that are developing who they are, and their friends are mirroring some of the things that they would like to do. But if their character and their home life is grounded with a sense of value and sense of community and expectation and responsibility and respect for them, then they can make decisions instantly to what not to do and what to do, knowing that with every action there are consequences. And so this is a time for you to get a consultation on your children for their school year to make sure that the teachers that they're getting, it's going to be the right teachers. I remember when I worked in the school system, teaching third grade, that I never would go into the teacher's lounge because that was like a gossip horror story. They would sit in there, start comparing who is who, and if one teacher had a child that they considered problematic, that child's name would be known by all, and they would just push them into the classrooms of teachers that they knew either they could handle them or not handle them, but they didn't want them. So I know the kind of stuff that happens in the school system. I'm not here to make any judgment on anything. I'm just saying this is what I experienced. And so our children are depending on us to have their back, to give them the tools, just like we're out there buying their uniforms and buying their backpacks and getting them all of the things, they need, tennis shoes, all of the things that they need to have a happy school year, to motivate them and to make sure that they have their right breakfast in the morning and all of that. We have to be prepared like that spiritually for them, because you never know what their teacher is going through. And she or he may be going through some personal trauma in their life, And when they come into the classroom, in that moment when your child requires them to be on point, they're not there. And something happens. Or they're coming back from school, coming back from vacation, the 3 months, frustrated, annoyed, going through their own pressure. Sometimes they've had losses in their families, and they're coming back into the classroom, meeting a group of children who are looking to them as their God, as their Savior, as the person, as the wisest one in the room. And so we owe it to them to prepare them by giving them the confidence and the strength, spiritually, the spiritual strength and the moral courage to be able to make instant decisions that's going to be for their highest and best good. So that it and their intuition would click in. That if their friends say, hey man, let's go do X, Y, and Z, and say, you know what, I got a feeling that this ain't gonna go fly right. And you don't have to say, the children don't have to say that to their friends. They just say, no, man, I'm going home. Or like I used to tell my children, blame me, I don't care. Say my mom. You know how she said, I heard my daughter do that. One of my children say that. She did not want to go out with this particular young lady. And I was like, go on, she's so nice. Go with her. And she said, no, my mom, she doesn't want me to go, so I can't go. And then when I got off the phone, she says, if you know what I know about her, would not be pushing me to go out with her. I was like, oh, from after that, I was cool. So our children will let us know when they need help, but sometimes they don't even know that they need our assistance. And so that's why, as parents, that's what we have to do, is spiritually ground them, shift their energy, services, rituals, and some of it is not even ritual. Some of it just to do certain things, shift the vibration in their rooms, clean them off. Also, certain colors that you would not have them wear. Some Odu say don't dress like your friend because there could be confusion and one would be taken as the other. All of those things come up in the Odu. Or you can have things that you spritz the room down. This is not superstition. This is science. This is taking energy from what you're bringing and bringing it into a wider experience, and so that you will stay grounded in what you're supposed to be doing so that you can assimilate and not lose yourself. And so just like you get in the uniform so that they don't get in trouble, because the rules of the school may be blue and purple or blue and white. So you're doing that so that y'all can feel connected. Just like you're making sure that they're getting their sleep at night. That's preparing them for school. Just like you're making sure that they do their homework. That's preparing them. But you cannot let them go in there with the spiritual aspect of them empty and naked. It has to be filled with rituals and ceremonies and your intuition and your advice. Because I remember reading a child a couple of years ago and told the parents, be very mindful because this child may have challenges with the teacher. And the child was very much loved the teacher because they were very nice, very respectful. They helped him when he was in the second grade. Well, by the time he got to the third grade and he got into the classroom with the teacher, the child had started having major issues with the woman. And the problem was the teacher was there were too many students in the classroom to handle his brilliance. And so she was putting him in kind of like a system of just isolating him. And he was being punished because he was bright. And so out of it, the problem that they had was that not that the child was doing wrong and not that the teacher, but it was just a misplaced situation. So that's what we want to get the readings for, so that your children, their names will fall exactly where they're supposed to fall so that they can maximize their growth. Because all children are like little vessels. They just come back open. All races, creeds, they are just like little sponges. They were sent back to from the ancestral world to help us, to encourage us, and to give us experiences that we need to grow. And so we need to make sure that they have it with you. So this is the time to do your consultations. Whoever it is that's doing readings for you or spiritual advice or counseling, do that. Call them. Make sure that your child is equipped. Just like you're getting a new backpack, get the reading of the year for them so you know what Odu is affecting them or is going to influence them and is going to be successful for them. I remember another child she was going off to college, and she asked me, of course, which college to go to. She sent me the names of those, and on those readings, I do them free. The ones of investigating a college, a high school student may have interest in. And when I read it, one of the three had the perfect situation for her. The child is now in college, and she did so well there that in that particular school, she's able to have 2 semesters abroad. And that was what came up in the reading. It says there are going to be opportunities for you here that the other schools are not going to have, that you're not going to be able to expose yourself. So do this one. Her parents being aware, and I've been doing counseling, spiritual counseling on their family for a number of years. They, even though she was going out of town and they resisted the fact that she was going out of town, they trusted that the reading said this is where she would go. And so now she's happy. It's a win-win. I'm happy, she's happy, and one day, of course, soon, next 3 years, she'll be graduating. So this is just to let you know the importance of getting a reading, getting a consultation. Another last story I want to share with you is a child that I knew, that I know, that I still know. And the consultation say what schools he should go to because he has special needs, what school to go to, the best school for him. He met the perfect matching. And to the point where now the child is being mainstreamed into a regular classroom. He improved that with, of course, counseling and the other work that his parents did. But that school provided for him a sense of family that he needed and the consistency that he needed to follow through. And now that he's going into the 3rd grade, everything is hallelujah. So get your readings, your consultations. If you're interested in one from me, the consultations are $20 for the children. And you just send me an email with their name, address, phone number, and your email address and phone number, of course, and give me a call at 888-419-5848. I'm not doing this as a commercial to gain readings. I am just committed to these children going to school to maximize their education. So again, 1-888-419-5848 at yayafini.com. You can sign up and send me an email at yayafini@bellsouth.net. Have a wonderful Teaching Tuesday and be careful for those children out there.